What's up, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. I'm out here tonight doing something a little different. I'm in an operating but completely abandoned campground. It is frigid cold. I do have my car a short walk away, so if I have to bail, I can bail. I'm gonna be out camping with all my old Walmart gear that I started camping with. I do have a few new items to supplement that list, but quite a bit of the stuff I have is Walmart, including the major components like a tent and a sleeping bag. Oh, this is going to be interesting. When I very first started camping, before I was doing YouTube, I used to go camping with Walmart stuff all the time. So I'm excited to get out here and try it again. Now typically when I start these videos, I do a funny little mini skit where I take a big shot off of the banana flask. This guy. Still adjusting from recent loss of a family pet of ours, a little Shih Tzu named Bella. Still a bit sad about that, and however, I don't want this channel to be sad and depressing. A lot of people have left me comments saying that my videos helped them through a tough time. I've gotten out so many comments like that, and I want to be uplifting for people. So I'm working back to being my old happy jovial self. But some people on my last video said maybe do a shot off of the flask and dedicate it to Bella. So this one's for you. It's ice cold. Woodford Reserve. All right, everybody, let's get into it. Before I get too much further, I want to specify that this video is not sponsored by Walmart. It is not sponsored at all. All of this Walmart gear is stuff that I purchased before I even started doing YouTube. I did a couple of Temu videos, and people seem to, for the most part, really like those. The views were higher. They did well. They attracted a lot of larger audience. So I figured, why not do the same thing, but with the Walmart gear. Alright, now I do not think you can buy this tent anymore. I looked on Walmart's website. I didn't see it anywhere. This is Ozark Trail, which is their brand. But I really liked this tent when I first started. There's certain things I liked and certain things I didn't. So I'm gonna show you all those things right now. Whew, there's the tent. The poles. And do I have any stakes? Yes, I do. So I even have the stakes that it came with. It's old school. Now if you look on eBay, I'll check when I get home, but you might be able to find this. But I'm not positive. So mine came with these like basic shepherd hook tent stakes. Well, wait a minute. Okay. Well, I have these in the bag too. These have a point. These do not. I'm not sure, to be 100% honest with you, which ones came with the tent. So, at any rate, I can guarantee you they were probably cheap. Now, this tent does need to be staked out. It cannot work without being staked out. You could do tie-outs to like rocks or something, or anchor points, but generally, you have to consider this is a tent that really, really needs to be staked out. It can't even stand up without being staked out. Okay. So one-person tent. Hopefully the ground's not too frozen to be able to get these things in there. Let's see. Oh, the ground is frozen. Yes, it is. Okay, we're barely getting in there. Okay. Let's see if this side of the ground is any better. Oh, wow. Much better. Okay, so that's a little tent pad that comes with the campground, and it's like a sand or something, but I would really need like a hammer or a mallet or something. I could make one out of like a stick, but there's not really any point. Oh, doggone it. Doesn't want to go in here either. Okay. This little patch of ground over here is softer for some reason. I don't know why. So the bad thing about this tent, one of the negatives, is that you have to unstake all four corners to be able to move it. And not just the four corners, the vestibule, all of it. Man, look at these tent poles. Not sure if you can see that. It is rusty. I think when I bought this tent it was $27 or $28. It was under 30 bucks. Okay, so then you just put the tension on it like this. Oh, and then all up and down are these little clips. Okay. So at this point the tent is up. We're up with the tent. Now there's a cross beam that goes across here. So then these little nylon loops here. This pole goes in here. And then there's another loop back over here. And there, now the tent has shape. Now there's a vent right here that's meant to kind of come down like this. And then that gives you some amount of airflow. I found it was essentially zero. But for the purposes of what we're doing, we'll go ahead and stake this out. Yeah, having a real problem here today. Okay, that's all right. All right, we'll see if I can come up with something. I can't get the stake into the ground. I'd have to hammer it, and I can do that later, but for now I just want to get it set up. So then you can pull out this vestibule like so. Oh, come on, please. Please don't do this to me. Woo, goodness sakes. One side of the vestibule being staked, and now you can open and get inside and keep one side open, etc. So having a vestibule is nice. That is a nice feature of a tent. All right, so I'm gonna leave that stake in the ground because it's not exactly easy to get it in and out. But for now, I'm just gonna open up both of these vestibules. One of the nice things about camping in the winter is you don't really have to worry about bugs. So I'll even open the screen for today. Yeah, so it doesn't really, it is what it is. I mean, it's Walmart, so it is what it is. I mean, it's all droopy and it hangs down. There's really no way to tighten that up. Okay, so the size of this tent is fine. It's a single person backpacking tent. So it's meant to be small. It's meant to have one person be able to fit in there. Sometimes you can fit your gear and stuff in there. The one thing that is atrocious about this tent is it has horrendous condensation. And we'll check that in the morning, and I'll definitely show you. However, for the price, other than that, it was a nice tent to learn on. The backpack is not from Walmart. I have not found a backpack from Walmart that was able to carry all of the overnight camping stuff in addition to the winter backpack that I needed, which is absolutely enormous. And I'll show you in a second. So this is one of those little foam camping mats. I think this was 10 bucks. When I very first few times I went camping, I slept directly on a yoga mat. Certainly won't be doing that again in the future, but you live and you learn. I upgraded to this thing. That was a significant increase over a yoga mat. You can find these at any kind of sporting goods store. They're usually around that $10 mark. I don't think there's probably any difference between any of them. They're all pretty much the same as far as I can tell. Now when you roll it like that, it kind of retains that shape. So what I do is I roll it back the other way that takes most of that out of there. And now it's kind of reasonably flat. When I roll it back up again, it's going to retain that shape again. It is what it is. Okay. So now that's in there. Okay. So this is like an unbranded blue sleeping mat. As far as I can tell, this is basically identical to the one I got from Temu. It has a basic little storage bag. This I got off of their website. And it does have a little pillow, and it also has a foot pump. Now I have not been able to get this foot pump to work, and it's freezing cold, so I don't want to blow into this mat. So I brought a little air mattress pump. Alright, now this is the piece that I am the most concerned with. Sleeping mat can absolutely break your stay. So, I got the foam mat underneath for some extra R value, and then I got the sleeping mat here. There's a reason why I'm doing this, a specific goal I have in mind. I'm going to finish getting everything set up, and then I'll talk to you about what that goal is. Now this here is my baby. This is a 10-degree sleeping bag from Ozark Trail, and it is massive. It comes with a stuff sack that is atrocious. I broke it the first time I ever used it, and it doesn't even compress that much. So this is a supplementary stuff sack that just has a ton of these different cinch down points all around it, and I used that in order to be able to use this sleeping bag, which is super affordable to do winter camping, before I had the money to get more expensive stuff, or before I had companies send me stuff for free. So I have used it, and in my experience, this thing is good. I've had it down camping in temperatures into the teens. It's rated comfort-wise for 10 degrees Fahrenheit. Now, we all know a lot of companies just make those numbers up. However, I have personally tested this, and I do think it is a pretty warm sleeping bag. This, I know for a fact, is still available. It's been hanging in the basement for a long time. But yeah, it's a big, huge, fluffy sleeping bag, and there we go. Home sweet home. All right, so then rounding out the entire toolkit here, this is my cook system, and we'll get into more about this later, but this is the old Stanley. So we'll get into that later. A couple quick side notes. This gray zip-up hoodie. This is right off the Walmart rack here. You can see I've had it for a long time. Got holes. So I don't know if they still sell this brand, but it was called George. And they had various clothing from it. But I just like a nice zip-up hoodie because I like to be able to open and close the hoodie. Bada bang. The coat is not from Walmart, but it is Amazon Basics. And I'm really pushing the limit with this today. I have better coats that I could be wearing, especially in a super cold winter day camping like this. But yeah, we're gonna hope for the best. I got layers underneath, yada yada yada. The pants are definitely from Walmart. These are Wrangler brand. They have a lay flat pocket on either side. They are a nice stretchy material. I wore these as my go-to camping pants for a very long time. If you've been around the channel for a while, then you saw my cemetery stealth camp where I was on an electric skateboard and I fell off and ripped the big hole. So I've sewed those up with a patch. So these pants are very comfortable. They dry very quickly, so they're a great hiking pant. They're not warm in the winter time like this, so I do have long johns to throw on underneath of it for later. One bad thing about these pants, and unfortunately it's kind of inexcusable, so hopefully you can see that, but all over these pants the stitching is just coming up and coming loose. Hopefully you can see that. Now granted, I will say that I have beat the ever-loving tar out of these pants. I use them in like bushcraft type of scenarios and trudging through the bush looking for firewood. I think they're really just meant to be hiked in. If you're asking for my personal opinion, I would say it's worth buying a little bit more high quality of a pant. It's up to you if you want to chance it. The flip side of this whole situation is that they are quite inexpensive compared to some higher end hiking and outdoor pants like a Fall Raven. Now this is the saw that I got from the Temu video, and this I have been extremely impressed with. I know it's not Walmart, but it's still something that's really cheap. I think it cuts every bit as good as a Silky saw, and it's only, I don't know, I'll double check, but I think it's $13, $15. Now it doesn't fold, it's missing some features. The sheath on it is atrociously cheap, but the blade does cut fast. This was a dead tree that I had to step over on my way into camp, and we're going to take this sucker back to get our fire started. It's a perfect fire starter. Alright, so I was planning on pulling water from this lake and boiling it, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to access it because it is frozen. Hot dog. Okay. No! I thought it was... Oh, I thought that was open. Okay, right there. You can see it. We can access a little bit of that water. That's going to be a little bit of a challenge. Okay, let's see what we can do. Alright, so that's the Stanley cook pot. You can still see the Stanley. I've had it on many a campfire. It comes with like a plastic thing up there, which I removed and replaced it with a key ring. So I like that a lot better. I don't like plastic stuff, tabs and handles and stuff like that, because they tend to melt. I have no idea what this is or what brand it was, but I've had this on the campfire as well. It's got these arms, but I did pick this up off the shelf on Walmart several years ago. It was $5, and the Stanley canteen goes inside there nicely. So that's a pot and a mug. Now, because there's soot and everything on here, I put a handkerchief to keep in between it. Hot dog. There's just a little bit of water on the top. How the heck am I going to do this? These boots are waterproof, and right here, this is only a couple of inches deep. Okay, we're in. That's not bad. It actually looks quite clean here. There you can see that water actually looks fairly reasonably clear. You can see down to the bottom there. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and start this fire here. It's not enough firewood, but we'll go ahead and scavenge up some more. There is a ton of it, and it is all over the place. Yep, I get it. Perfect. Ooh, that was handy. Sweet. Cool. That's pretty sweet. Okay, so that was nice for processing them, but I am going to pull these back out, and I'll leave them right here on the snowy ground. So whatever bit of burn and char they got ain't going to hurt anything, because I'm not quite ready for a big old bonfire, but I don't mind a little bit of something to keep our fire going until we are. This is an absolutely perfect piece of dead standing here. So there's a tree that was growing out of the side of this bigger tree. This piece is definitely dead. It has no branches, it has no life, it has no bark, it has no nothing. It's just dead and standing here. So I'm going to go ahead and collect this piece, and that'll be a nice addition to our firewood stash. Okay, well that one's not going to work like that. Even though the bigger piece did, that's okay. There is a crazy animal going nuts. Hopefully I was able to capture. Can you guys hear that? Some kind of animal call. I mean, it could be a regular dog, I guess, but I never heard a dog sound quite like that. Could be a bird. Can you hear it? That's crazy. Okay. You guys have seen me use this headlamp tons and tons and tons of times. No real need to show it off again, but goodness sakes, that is creepy. I actually do have an Ozark Trail headlamp. I've had it for like, I don't know, 6 years maybe. It still works. It even charges with a micro USB. That's how old it is. I really like it, but there's certain things I don't like about it. I'm not going to talk too much about it since I don't have it with me. But anyway, I'm going to talk to you about all of that type of stuff in a second because I do want to let you know what my plans are. So already you can see that, oof, okay, well, it's not completely frozen. Got water in my hand, that's great. But yeah, we're gonna go ahead and boil that so we get all the parasites and bacteria killed. Oh, now the nice thing is the lid off of that Stanley pot fits this pretty perfectly. So I always enjoyed that. So I apologize, it's dark. Still trying to get, you know, out and trying to make sure that these videos happen earlier because, you know, it's only 5:30 or so right now, and of course it's dark already. So you gotta do some of this in the dark. It's winter time, and you know, it's just kind of how it goes. I forgot a couple items. This I purchased from Walmart. Now this brand is still available. I did check their I did check them on the website, but the specific knife is not available. I ran masking tape around here to try and improve the grip. I don't think it really helped anything, but I just really like the size and the shape of that blade. It's quite comfortable in the hand, and you can't see it because of the tape, but that is a full tang blade. You know, it's only 20 bucks or so. It was a decent knife for what I used it for. The sheath is super cheap, nylon junk, and Killian got a hold of that when he was a pup, and we had just gotten him. So, but still holds the knife, and we're gonna do a little wood batoning test here, just to give us a nice even surface to baton on. Okay, I will need something with a little more oomph here. Let's go ahead and move this to the ground. Oh yeah. And then I'll try some feather stick in here. I've never been super great at this, but yeah, you can see. Sharpen it up maybe, but works all right. Yeah, so all in all, that is a serviceable knife. Not the greatest knife probably around, but it works, you know, for 20 bucks. I don't believe you can purchase this knife anymore. Like I said, I'll double check and see. I know that the brand was available on Walmart's website, but I don't think that specific knife was available anymore. So I'll double check and I'll put something on the screen and let you know, or I'll do a voiceover right here.
Unfortunately, this specific knife is no longer available.
And then this is another item. I think this is the last one I have on me here. That's a Walmart thing. And it's just a Ozark Trail multi-tool. Now, there's a lot to not like about this thing. You can see it's getting kind of sloppy and floppy. When you open the pliers, that I forget what you call this, but like all the tools and stuff are on the outside where you squeeze. So that makes it squeeze into your hand. Now, if you're not going to squeeze anything too hard, it's not that big of a deal, but a lot of times you are squeezing stuff pretty hard. So it does have a lot of stuff. It's got like a file, you know, I don't want to go through everything that it has. It's all the basics. The cool thing about this is I think it's 10 bucks. I'm gonna link all the stuff that I have that I can find in the description. I'll let you know. I looked this up pretty recently, and I did see it available, so I'll double check and I'll let you know. Whew. Good stuff. Chamomile tea. Frozen, frozen. Okay, this is taking forever. The problem with using this is you really gotta build the fire up high. The flames are coming off. But that's okay. I'm used to not having a fire pit. So we just get that right in the fire like that. We're just keeping the rest of that water warm for a second. That is fantastic. You gotta look at this. That is so good. I think these stowaway gourmets are the best ones. Really good. Whew. Hot drink, hot meal when it's cold. That is the bomb. I probably should have thought of this earlier, but if I set my drink down on the glove, it's not directly on the cold table. So right now I'm just boiling some water, which I will put into my water bottle and throw that into the bottom of the sleeping bag. And then I'm gonna call it a night because it is just getting colder and colder and colder. I'm gonna see about maybe taking my Walmart gear or my Temu gear or a blend of both maybe and doing like a real 3-day backpacking trip in the mountains. If you're interested in that idea, please let me know in the comments. If you think that's a terrible idea and you don't want to see it, let me know in the comments. However, before I can even commit to that, I gotta see how this gear does overnight. So, wish me luck. I'll let you know in the morning how it worked out. Oh man, I can feel that warmth on my toes. Wish me luck, everybody. Good night. That feels good.
Good morning, everybody.
That's good. That sleeper system and tent held up pretty well. I didn't see any terrible condensation this morning, which I remember there being a lot of when I used it in the past. I did have the door wide open all night. The screen was closed, but not the vestibules. So that probably helped the ventilation, but it's quite a bit warmer this morning, but it did get down pretty cold last night. So I would say with the proper planning, I think I can take this equipment on a real backpacking trip. I got the other Temu stuff, and I've done the overnight test with that. So between all of that stuff, I think we can formulate a plan. All right, everybody. That's going to do it for me. That is another one in the books. Appreciate each and every one of you for coming by and watching this video. You all make it possible for me to do this. If you liked what you saw today, I would greatly appreciate it if you would click that banana. And we're going to catch you on the next one, everybody. Bye now.